Today I want to discuss something important that often gets overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. We live in a world where sharing has become second nature, sharing our thoughts, our feelings, our lives, and even our personal moments on social media. But amidst all this sharing, there are some things that should remain deeply personal, private, and protected. I'm talking about the things you should never share with anyone. So let's dive right into it. Here are the 5 things you should never share with anyone. Our deepest insecurities and fears are an intrinsic part of who we are. Yet they often remain the most difficult aspects of ourselves to confront. These emotional wounds, anxieties, and self-doubts shape how we navigate the world, interact with others, and even how we view ourselves. While it's natural to want to share our feelings and seek comfort from others, there are certain insecurities and fears that should remain private, protected, and addressed in a more personal, introspective manner. At the core of every human being, there exists a vulnerable side, a part of us that holds the fears of not being good enough, not being loved, or not being loved, or not being capable of achieving what we desire. These feelings can manifest in various ways: the fear of failure, the anxiety of being judged, or the deep-seated insecurity that we are not worthy of success or happiness. While it can be tempting to share these vulnerabilities with others, doing so too readily can lead to unintended consequences. People may not always react with the empathy or understanding we seek, and sharing such raw emotions can invite judgment, criticism, or even exploitation. When we express our fears and insecurities to others, it opens the door for their perceptions to shape how we view ourselves. This can result in unnecessary self-doubt, as we are exposed to outside opinions that may not align with our own self-worth. A seemingly well-meaning comment or piece of advice may be taken the wrong way, further perpetuating the insecurity we are trying to overcome. In a world where comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy, sharing our most personal vulnerabilities with the wrong person can amplify those fears rather than help heal them. Moreover, fears and insecurities are often deeply rooted in our past experiences. These emotional scars may come from childhood, past relationships, or traumatic events that have left us feeling unworthy or incapable. However, these fears are not necessarily reflective of our current reality. They are ingrained patterns of thinking that have developed over time. The process of overcoming these fears requires self-reflection, self-compassion, and often professional guidance rather than external validation or feedback. When we share these deeply embedded fears with others, we risk reinforcing the negative patterns and beliefs associated with them, rather than challenging or healing them. Furthermore, oversharing personal insecurities can create a sense of dependence on others for reassurance. Instead of learning how to build our own confidence and resilience, we may begin to rely on the validation of others to feel secure. This external reliance can be emotionally exhausting and ultimately prevents us from developing the internal strength needed to confront and overcome our insecurities. It's essential to recognize that true healing begins within. Acknowledging our vulnerabilities is an important step, but so is learning how to address them independently through self-love, therapy, or other methods of personal growth. By seeking reassurance from others too frequently, we may be denying ourselves the opportunity to grow and build a stronger sense of self-worth. Keeping these fears and insecurities to ourselves also allows us to regain control over our emotional state. By focusing on addressing our inner struggles privately, we allow ourselves the time and space to process our emotions without the added pressure of external opinions or reactions. Whether it's through journaling, meditation therapy, or simply taking time to reflect on the root causes of our insecurities, these personal methods of healing help us regain a sense of agency and empowerment. In the end, our fears and insecurities are a natural part of being human, but they don't define us. How we choose to address and overcome them is entirely within our control. It's important to note that while some of our deepest insecurities and fears should remain private, that doesn't mean we should suffer in silence. Seeking professional help or confiding in a trusted therapist can be a constructive way to address these fears in a safe, supportive environment. Additionally, sharing certain vulnerabilities with close, understanding individuals, those who have earned our trust and can offer guidance, can be beneficial. However, the key is to be selective about who we share our insecurities with and to avoid opening up too broadly to people who may not understand the depth of our struggles. In conclusion, our deepest insecurities and fears are fragile parts of ourselves that need careful attention and understanding. While it may feel comforting to share them with others, it's essential to be mindful of whom we choose to confide in and how we process these vulnerabilities. By addressing our fears and insecurities privately, we protect our emotional well-being and allow ourselves the space to heal, grow, and ultimately transcend the limitations they impose. Self-compassion and introspection are crucial tools in this process, and with the right approach, we can learn to confront and conquer our fears without relying on external validation. When it comes to personal goals and dreams, it is natural to feel an overwhelming urge to share them with others. After all, we often look for support, validation, and encouragement as we set out to achieve our aspirations. However, there is great power in keeping our goals and dreams to ourselves at least until they have been fully realized or we are more committed to the path we've chosen. The early stages of pursuing something meaningful or significant can be fragile, and sharing your goals too soon can expose them to unnecessary risk. First, it's important to understand that personal goals, especially in their nascent stages, are vulnerable. At the beginning of any journey, the excitement and energy we feel are raw and full of possibility. However, they are also untested. Goals are often built on a vision or an idea that has not yet been fully fleshed out or proven in the real world. When we share these early ideas with others, there is a chance they will not be understood, or worse, dismissed as unrealistic. Some people, even those we consider close, might unintentionally inject doubt or skepticism into our dreams. Their lack of belief or their own limited perspective could cause us to question our path when we need to be most steadfast in our convictions. Sharing goals too soon can also subject them to negative criticism or unsolicited advice. Everyone has their own opinions about what is possible, and some individuals might not see your vision in the same light. While well-meaning advice can be helpful, it can also cloud your judgment. When you're in the early stages of a goal, you are still refining your ideas and plans. Opening up too soon can lead to confusion, self-doubt, or a change of direction based on external feedback rather than your internal compass. By keeping your goals to yourself, you allow yourself the freedom to explore them without the pressure of outside influence. Another reason to hold back from sharing your goals too soon is that the early stages of any pursuit are often filled with setbacks and challenges. Every goal, no matter how well thought out, comes with obstacles. If you share your goal before overcoming these challenges, you may feel embarrassed or disheartened if things don't go as planned. People may ask about your progress, and the weight of those questions can lead to unnecessary pressure. Even worse, you might start feeling like a failure before you've had a chance to truly test your commitment and perseverance. Keeping your goals to yourself in the early stages allows you to move through the process of trial and error without the added stress of others' expectations. There's also the matter of motivation and accountability. While some people may genuinely help keep you on track, others may not fully understand what it takes to reach the goals you've set. Your dreams are yours alone to pursue, and they carry a personal significance that cannot always be understood by others. By focusing on your vision and working toward it without the distraction of sharing it with everyone, you allow yourself to maintain a level of personal accountability. You are the one who decides how far you will go, and you must trust in your ability to push through the inevitable hurdles. Additionally, there is something deeply empowering about achieving a goal on your own terms. When you keep your aspirations to yourself until you are well on your way, you retain control over the narrative of your success. Instead of feeling like you need to explain or justify your choices to others, you can let your results speak for themselves. The satisfaction of having accomplished something that was once only a dream, without external influence or validation, is immensely rewarding. Of course, there is a time to share your goals and dreams with others. Once you've made real progress, once you've overcome some of the challenges, and once you've gained the confidence that your vision is more than just an idea, then it can be valuable to open up to trusted individuals. Sharing your achievements, milestones, and lessons learned can be empowering, as it allows you to connect with others who share your enthusiasm. But the key is to wait until you are genuinely invested in the journey and have built enough momentum that external opinions don't have the power to derail you. Keeping your goals private, especially in the early stages, is a form of self-protection. It allows you to nurture your vision without the influence of negativity or doubt from others. It gives you the time and space to refine your ideas, push through challenges, and develop the resilience necessary to turn your dreams into reality. By withholding your goals until you have reached a level of certainty and commitment, you allow yourself the freedom to grow without unnecessary external pressure, which ultimately sets you up for success in a way that is both deeply personal and profoundly satisfying. Financial matters are some of the most deeply personal aspects of our lives, yet they are also among the most frequently discussed topics in social settings. From casual conversations about salaries to discussions about investments, sharing financial information can seem tempting, especially when we want advice or support. However, there are several reasons why it's essential to keep certain financial details private, particularly when it comes to both struggles and wealth. First, when it comes to financial struggles, sharing too much about your challenges can open you up to judgment or unwanted advice. Everyone experiences periods of financial difficulty, but these struggles are often misunderstood by others who may not have the same perspective or empathy. Sharing such information with the wrong person may lead to criticism or even pity, neither of which is helpful in improving your situation. People who do not understand the complexities of your financial circumstances might offer suggestions that are unrealistic or irrelevant, making it harder for you to find practical solutions. Moreover, oversharing your financial difficulties can create a sense of vulnerability, leaving you exposed to judgment or ridicule, which can exacerbate feelings of embarrassment or shame. On the flip side, when it comes to sharing wealth, doing so can also have unintended consequences. People who learn about your financial success may start to see you through a lens of envy, jealousy, or expectation. This can strain relationships, especially if those around you begin to expect handouts, loans, or gifts. Even well-meaning friends and family members may begin to make assumptions about your wealth, leading to an uncomfortable dynamic where they may expect financial support or feel entitled to your resources. This kind of pressure can create resentment or guilt, as it becomes difficult to maintain boundaries when others see you as a source of financial relief or assistance. In some cases, sharing wealth may inadvertently attract individuals who are interested in you for the wrong reasons. People may be drawn to your financial status, not your character or the relationship you have. These individuals might want to benefit from your success without any genuine emotional connection. This can lead to exploitative or transactional relationships where your wealth becomes the focal point, overshadowing any deeper bond. It can also create a situation where you feel trapped, as you may struggle to discern who truly values you for who you are versus what you can provide. Furthermore, sharing your wealth too openly can distort your own sense of self-worth. If you tie your value or identity to your financial success and openly display your wealth, you risk inviting others to define you by that success. When others start to see you as the wealthy one in the group, it can lead to feelings of isolation or alienation, especially if their views of you are based solely on your financial standing rather than who you are as a person. This external perception can feel constraining, as it forces you to live up to a certain image or expectation that may not be true to your authentic self. Another important consideration when it comes to sharing financial details is the potential impact on your personal safety. In some cases, revealing too much about your financial situation, especially your wealth, can put you at risk. Wealthy individuals can become targets for fraud, scams, or even physical harm if the wrong people learn of their financial status. By keeping such information private, you reduce the likelihood of attracting the wrong kind of attention. This is especially true in today's world, where personal information can be easily accessed and exploited. Being mindful of what you share about your financial life protects not only your privacy but also your safety. Lastly, the act of sharing financial struggles or wealth can inadvertently change how you see yourself and how you relate to others. Financial information can shift dynamics in relationships, as people may treat you differently based on what they know about your finances. Whether it's someone feeling sorry for you because of your financial hardships or someone acting differently because they believe you have wealth, these external influences can cloud your personal relationships and affect how genuine those connections are. By keeping your financial matters private, you can maintain more authentic and balanced relationships, where the focus is on mutual respect, understanding, and shared experiences rather than financial standing. When it comes to personal relationships, whether they are romantic, familial, or friendships, certain details should remain private. While openness and honesty are important in building strong, trusting relationships, there are aspects of our personal lives that, if shared inappropriately, can cause harm or strain these bonds. One such area that should remain private is your relationship with others, especially private matters involving intimate dynamics, conflicts, or sensitive information about people you care about. Relationships, by nature, are deeply personal and can be complex. They involve feelings, emotions, vulnerabilities, and sometimes struggles that are best navigated in a private space. Sharing too much about your personal relationships, particularly in the early stages or when you're working through difficult situations, can invite unwanted judgment or unnecessary outside opinions. When we open up about the details of our personal lives, we risk exposing ourselves and others to the scrutiny of those who may not fully understand the intricacies of our situation. For instance, discussing a disagreement with a close friend or partner with others may lead to biased opinions or unsolicited advice. People outside the relationship may not see the situation from all angles, and their feedback could inadvertently worsen the situation or make you feel pressured to take certain actions you may not have considered. Moreover, sharing intimate details about your partner or loved ones with others can also undermine their trust in you. Relationships require a certain level of confidentiality and respect for each other's privacy. When you talk too freely about your partner's behavior, personality, or even personal habits, you may unintentionally disrespect their boundaries and hurt their feelings. This is especially true if you share private matters with people who are not part of your relationship circle, or worse, with those who may have ulterior motives. For example, discussing your partner's flaws or vulnerabilities with friends or family members can lead to judgments or negative perceptions that may affect how others view your relationship. Even in the midst of conflict or frustration, it's important to remember that what you share about your partner or loved ones can impact how others perceive them, which can influence the relationship dynamics with those people. Furthermore, sharing personal details about your relationship with others can place unnecessary pressure on you and your partner. Relationships go through ups and downs, and it is normal for individuals in a partnership to work through difficulties in private before they seek advice or share their struggles with others. Constantly discussing the details of your relationship with friends or family can make you feel like you're under a microscope, with others weighing in on your every decision. This can make it harder to resolve conflicts independently or in a healthy manner, as external opinions can cloud your judgment and affect the decisions you make in your relationship. When you're constantly sharing your relationship issues, you risk feeling like you're letting others dictate your emotional well-being, instead of allowing yourself the space to navigate your feelings and resolve the situation in your own time. Another important consideration is that sharing too much about your personal relationships can affect your social dynamics with others. People might start to form opinions about your relationship based on the details you've shared, leading to biased or even one-sided perceptions. Friends and family may take sides or make assumptions about your partner or loved ones, which can create tension in other relationships. When your loved ones feel exposed to public judgment, it can lead to feelings of betrayal or hurt, damaging the trust between you and them. This erosion of trust can cause irreparable harm to the relationships you hold dear, especially if you inadvertently violate the confidentiality that is crucial for maintaining closeness and intimacy. Lastly, the habit of oversharing about relationships can diminish the importance of having a private space for growth and communication. A strong relationship requires moments of solitude and reflection, where partners can process their thoughts and emotions without external input. When everything is shared or discussed with others, it may disrupt the private space that should exist between two people who are working together to understand each other and build a deeper connection. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, understanding, and the ability to resolve issues privately before turning to others for help. Constantly turning to others for validation or advice can undermine the autonomy of your relationship, creating an unhealthy dynamic where outside influence overshadows the intimacy and communication that should exist between partners. There are certain details about our relationships that should remain private in order to preserve the trust, intimacy, and respect that define them. Whether it's disagreements, vulnerabilities, or personal struggles, these matters are best kept between the individuals involved in the relationship. By maintaining boundaries around what we share with others, we protect the sanctity of our connections, avoid unnecessary external judgment, and foster a healthier, more private space for growth and understanding. Relationships are built on trust, and oversharing personal matters can jeopardize the balance of respect, intimacy, and emotional safety that make these bonds truly meaningful. Personal dreams and aspirations are often deeply private matters, as they represent our hopes, ambitions, and desires for the future. While sharing your dreams with close friends or family can sometimes be inspiring or motivating, there are several compelling reasons why it is wise to keep certain goals and aspirations to yourself. Dreams are highly personal, and revealing them too early or to the wrong person can expose you to criticism, misinterpretation, or even discouragement, making it harder for you to pursue them with confidence. One of the primary reasons to keep your personal dreams private is the potential for criticism and negative feedback. Not all people are supportive, and some individuals might dismiss your goals as unrealistic or impractical. Dreams often represent something we aspire to achieve, whether it's a career goal, a personal project, or a life change, and sharing these aspirations with others who are not supportive or who have a narrow perspective can undermine your enthusiasm and self-confidence. People who are skeptical or who have experienced failure themselves may project their fears and doubts onto you, which can cause you to second-guess your ability to achieve your goals. Even well-meaning individuals might not understand the full scope of your dream or the hard work and sacrifices you are willing to make to achieve it. By keeping your dreams to yourself, you protect them from unwarranted criticism that could discourage or distract you from taking the necessary steps to make them a reality. Another important factor in keeping your dreams private is the risk of misinterpretation or misunderstanding. Dreams are complex, and not everyone will understand the nuances of what you are working towards. For example, if you share a goal related to changing careers, relocating to a new city, or pursuing an unconventional path, others may have preconceived ideas or judgments about what that entails. Their assumptions might not align with your own vision, leading to confusion or frustration. If someone misunderstands your goal or misinterprets your intentions, they may provide advice that is not in line with your true desires or even try to steer you in a direction that is contrary to your aspirations. By keeping your dreams private, You maintain control over how your goals are interpreted and avoid the risk of others influencing you with their limited perspectives. Furthermore, sharing your dreams too early can set you up for premature expectations. When you reveal your aspirations, especially those that are long-term or require significant effort, others may start to expect results or quick progress. These expectations can add unnecessary pressure and stress to your journey, especially if your dream is still in its early stages or requires extensive planning and work before it can come to fruition. The more you share about your goals, the more others may hold you accountable for following through, which could result in feelings of inadequacy if you experience setbacks or delays. This pressure can become a burden, especially when people who are not fully invested in your process begin to judge your progress or hold you to standards that are unrealistic for where you are in your journey. Additionally, there is the risk of sharing your dream with someone who is not trustworthy or who may use that information to undermine your efforts. Unfortunately, not everyone who hears about your goals will have your best interests at heart. Some people may try to take advantage of your dream by exploiting it for their own benefit, or they may even act as a barrier to your progress out of jealousy or insecurity. In the worst-case scenario, your dreams could be stolen or used against you, especially if you have not yet taken the necessary steps to protect your ideas. By keeping your aspirations private, you minimize the risk of them being manipulated or sabotaged by individuals who may not have your best interests in mind. Another significant reason for maintaining privacy around personal dreams is to preserve the excitement and joy of achieving something on your own. When you share your dreams too early, especially before any tangible progress has been made, you may inadvertently rob yourself of the satisfaction that comes from personal achievement. People often find joy in proving themselves right and achieving their goals without needing validation or acknowledgement from others. When you share a dream with others, there is a temptation to seek approval or recognition before you have even begun the hard work required to realize it. By keeping your aspirations to yourself, you create space for that personal satisfaction that comes from the quiet pursuit of a goal. The sense of accomplishment that accompanies fulfilling a dream is far more rewarding when it's earned through your own efforts, without the noise of external expectations or praise. Moreover, dreams are fluid and can evolve over time. What you envision as your future goal today may look very different in a few months or years as you gain new experiences, insights, and skills. Sharing an unfinished or constantly changing dream with others can create confusion, as they may not understand how your aspirations have shifted or why you're pursuing something different. Keeping your dreams private allows you to navigate this evolution without the added pressure of explaining or justifying your changing plans to others. It also allows you to experiment and refine your ideas without feeling the need to validate them in the eyes of others before they are fully formed. One of the most important things to safeguard in life is your financial situation. Money is often a source of great stress and vulnerability, and sharing too much about your finances with others can lead to unnecessary complications. While transparency with trusted individuals, such as a financial advisor or spouse, can be valuable for planning and budgeting, sharing details about your financial standing with a broader circle of people can expose you to risks, misunderstandings, and exploitation. By maintaining privacy around your income, savings, debts, and other financial matters, you can protect your personal well-being, preserve relationships, and avoid unwanted pressure or expectations. First and foremost, discussing your financial situation with people who are not directly involved in your financial decisions can lead to judgment or unsolicited advice. Everyone has a different perspective on money, often shaped by their own experiences and beliefs. Some people might view your financial decisions as reckless or misguided, while others might feel entitled to offer their opinions or even try to influence your spending and saving habits. When it comes to managing money, the opinions of others can cloud your judgment, particularly if they are not fully aware of your financial goals or challenges. For instance, a friend or family member may feel that you should be spending more or investing in certain things based on their own preferences, rather than understanding the nuances of your financial priorities. Sharing too much about your money could make you feel pressured to align with their views, even when those ideas don't match your needs or objectives. Moreover, when you share your financial details with others, you run the risk of being taken advantage of. Unfortunately, not everyone has good intentions, and there are individuals who may exploit your financial situation for their own benefit. Whether it's a colleague who expects you to cover their expenses or a friend who pressures you for loans, disclosing your financial standing can lead to uncomfortable situations where people feel they are entitled to ask for favors or assistance. Additionally, sharing information about your wealth, savings, or spending habits may attract individuals who seek to benefit from your financial situation in ways you did not intend. The more details you disclose about your finances, the more others may feel entitled to ask for financial help, or worse, take advantage of your generosity or perceived wealth. Another reason to keep your financial details private is to maintain your peace of mind. Money can be a source of anxiety, and the more you share about your finances, the more people may hold you accountable for how you manage it. Discussing your income, savings goals, or spending habits with others may lead them to ask about your financial progress, giving you added pressure to meet their expectations. If you're struggling to save money, pay off debts, or meet financial goals, these discussions can be emotionally draining, making you feel vulnerable or ashamed. By keeping your financial situation private, you avoid the stress of constantly having to explain or justify your financial decisions to others. This enables you to focus on managing your finances according to your own plans, without the added emotional burden of outside opinions. Furthermore, your financial information is personal, and sharing it with others opens the door to potential privacy violations. In the age of digital communication, sensitive details about your money, like your bank balance, credit score, or investment portfolio, could be inadvertently shared or exposed if you are not careful. Even sharing information with trusted individuals can sometimes backfire, especially if that information is passed along unintentionally or to the wrong person. For example, discussing your salary or savings with a close friend may seem harmless, but if that friend has a loose tongue, you could find your financial details being shared with others without your consent. Once your financial information is out there, it can be hard to take it back, and any number of consequences may arise, from gossip and misunderstandings to potential fraud or identity theft. Lastly, when you share too much about your financial situation, it can disrupt your sense of independence and control. Financial freedom is about making decisions that align with your values, goals, and priorities. When others know too much about your financial situation, they might influence your choices either directly or indirectly. For example, they may try to encourage you to buy certain things, spend money on experiences, or make investments that are not in line with your long-term financial goals. This can undermine your autonomy and make you feel like you are living according to the expectations of others rather than following your own financial path. By keeping your finances private, you retain control over your financial decisions and ensure that your actions are in line with your personal objectives rather than external pressures. Your financial situation is deeply personal, and while it's important to be transparent with those who are directly involved in your financial decisions, it's wise to keep the details of your income, savings, debts, and spending habits private. Revealing too much about your finances can lead to judgment, exploitation, strained relationships, and unwanted pressure. By maintaining privacy, you safeguard your peace of mind, preserve your autonomy, and protect your personal relationships. Ultimately, keeping your financial details private allows you to manage your money on your own terms without the complications that can arise from sharing sensitive information with others.